Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Having fun with tech this morning? Good morning. Welcome in. Good morning. Having fun with tech this morning. It said I was already in a room. I'm like, really? Okay. That's fun if I'm already working without my knowledge.
That's right. You got a clone?
So
Good
I am
morning.
under
Good
the
morning.
weather, so I am drinking hot tea and taking zinc and vitamin C.
Your vitamins. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I need a reset or something.
Yeah, that happens. This will be a great opportunity for us to name and claim today. That's
Yeah.
what we do together. So this is fun when we get to do the work in real time. Good morning, Jess. Good morning. Well, welcome in, ladies. I'm so grateful that you are here. Today is a fun day that I have scheduled for us to just chat, and it's a pre-frame. For many of you, you're inside the online group that we have, the inner circle. So we'll be pre-framing what's going on in the inner circle this Friday at noon. And so this is a first step, and it's a higher level that we go over inside of our unprocessing me community. So welcome in. I'm going to ask you a question. Well, we'll just have a moment. Of course, we just got in here and it's a few minutes in. Let's take a moment just to breathe, be present, smell whatever is in front of you. Do you have a cup of anything like Diana in front of you? I do too.
Me too.
Join the cup club. Bring a cup with you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I've got my green with me. I've got my green flowers behind us. I have these in another room. I thought, "Bleh."
I got green on here somewhere.
Ah,
I
It's
am not even dressed. I'm
there
still mad.
you go. I've got a green cat right there.
there you go. Oh my gosh, how appropriate. I love your shirt, Pam.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's warm. It was cold today, and it's a sweater. I wanted to wear it one more time.
Yes, I hear you. Yeah, this is my green. I have green jammies that actually match it. I have two pairs of green. I'm very Irish. I love green. Green is like my favorite color. So
Mhm.
I could take pictures all week and go, yeah, it's like St. Patrick's Day all week, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
So one of the things that I'd love to get started with, and let me make sure we are recording. Yes. So welcome into today's session. And I'd love to start by suggesting when you wake up tomorrow, before you do anything else, before you grab your phone, before you hit the floor with your feet, what's your first thought? Ask yourself one question today. What was my first thought today? And if you've been practicing this, you might already know. What was my first thought this morning? My first thought was, where's my dog? Because she's usually right next to me. As soon as I start stretching, she's usually there. And why do I think about her? Because our thoughts will follow a feeling. And my feeling is I'd love to be greeted by her. She makes me smile, like I'm just smiling thinking of it. She licks my face. She's happy to see me, which is a beautiful way to wake up. And here, what we're talking about is the vagus nerve. We activate the vagus nerve with good feelings. And can we wake up and reboot ourselves? Talking about rebooting ourselves, resetting ourselves. Every day is that opportunity to wake up above the line. And I'd really like to impress upon us how this works and how important this is. So when you wake up tomorrow, what thoughts might you already have? More importantly, what feelings are we creating in the morning? And not to judge it, just to notice it, right?
Mhm.
We're aware that our feelings are the secret. We've talked about this, so it's not new. Yet it starts that early. It starts that early. And one of the things that I know that has been talked about before, there's a person I follow who said as soon as he would put on his feet on the floor, he would put them down one by one and say, thank you. And it's a great way to start to wake up. And what we can do here is as soon as our eyes open, and maybe you've heard the spirit of gratitude. Being gratitude is one of the highest states. Well, how do we do that? How do we accomplish that? Because your thoughts will predict a feeling. So if you're waking up and already in your to-do list or already grabbing the phone, are you already going outside yourself to source how you feel? So there's a couple words. I love words. My husband is a linguist. He loves words. It's actually his main gift. And so I have several books. And whenever I open a new book, a new binder, we've all talked about the journals. I have a million. I know that many of us do. I write down a bunch of words because I love the reference. I love the immediate, I can grab it and really refocus on a feeling, a higher feeling, above the line we often talk about as well. And so it starts, and I do it as a game as well in my own head. And I'll do it alphabetically if I'm searching for a feeling that I'd like to get to above the line. And so playing this game could be something I offer you. How do you start? I start here by looking at my name. My list starts with abundant. I feel abundant, accomplished, adventuresome, alive. That's at the top of the nervous system feeling chart as well. When we get to the top of the ventral vagal state, that's the newer discovered state, is we are into playfulness. We are alive. We are in creation, co-creation with our creator this way. This is when we see more, our focus opens and we see more miracles. Because miracles are they outside of us? Miracles are always all around us. They're in us. We don't see them for the hyper focus, the hyper vigilant states that we get into often. This is the reason why I'm saying wake up and think of something that is going to help you anchor to a feeling. And feeling is a secret. So, appreciative, at ease, beautiful, bountiful, brave, calm, capable, cheerful, clever, comfortable, compassionate, confident, collected, connected. Whatever you wake up, it's not to judge it. It's just really to remember what many of us don't know is that our thoughts will precipitate a feeling. And so if you're going to stay there for some time, let's create the state purposely. Who has already noticed maybe what you thought this morning? I'd love to co-participate. Do you know where you were this morning? Like, did something happen, or do you even notice this? Pam, I'd love to call you.
Okay, I've always got a thought, but my thoughts start right before I wake up, open my eyes, and become aware that I'm awake in the morning. And it's crazy because I must do a lot of dreaming right before I wake up, because sometimes there'll be a heaviness there, and I try to go back and think, what was I dreaming about? What caused this heavy feeling? And I kind of had that this morning when I woke up, and I don't know what I was dreaming. It was something. I remembered the dream, but it was silly. I mean, it wasn't irrelevant. It wasn't specific, but the feeling was there. And I think what I then try to switch to gratitude. I mean, that is a big one. And you said gratitude is the highest vagal state, or what did you say?
In addition to it, many of us know that gratitude is the highest state we can get to in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, and that's where I achieve. That's where I try to go. And I always say, thank you, God, for waking me up. Thank you, God, for another day. And I get that way so that when I put my feet on the floor, I love that analogy. By the time my feet hit the floor, I'm in another state. That's what I want to be. I want to, that heaviness, I want it to go away. And the thing is, it does.
Yeah.
If I prepare myself.
That's a great segue. So Many people don't realize this fact either. And I like what you said. First of all, we do wake up. Our dream state usually is precipitated by when we wake up. It's between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., which
Yeah.
is why you'll have a lot of people say, I wake up at 4 a.m. Well, a lot of that is part of our chemistry as well. We'll change our chemistry inside of us, have hot flashes, etc. if you're in your menopause state,
I remember those. Yes.
as, as a result of how you're feeling with the dreams. Guess what else is usually not known very well is that our feelings only last for 90 seconds.
90.
90 seconds. So, slowing down and noticing your state is important. And your impression that you had, great to a good awareness there. And noticing that we can just say, where am I feeling this at? And starting to acknowledge feelings are a way station. And that's a little more I'd like to talk about on Friday. But for today, for this purpose, is when you wake up anxious, don't stay there. It's to just notice, oh, okay. And do exactly, Pam, what you just said.
Hmm.
Where, because what we're doing is thoughts that wire together, fire together. When you are feeling that, that means that you have been in an anxious state before and it just feels familiar. And that's what our
Hmm.
body does. It's meant to protect us. So we're going there because that's what protection means. And for many of us, we've built walls of protection around us. We've built a fortress of protection around us. We go around unfeeling and we wake up and we notice the anxious state and then we'll just stuff it down. We'll put it behind us and keep moving forward and start checking our list off. Who else is in that? I know Jess is in because she has a little baby. When you are in that state, for sure, it's like, I have no time for that. And so here's a practice before you get out of bed tomorrow is to really recognize and pick up on the feeling. But can you today and even tonight before you go to bed, that's part of the secret is before you go to bed, choose the state akin to like you'd like to wake up in. That's a secret. So if you start to go to bed today saying, I feel fabulous, today was a fabulous day, then you will start to remember that when you wake up tomorrow morning. And that begins to be your new pattern that you're wiring together to fire together. I feel fabulous. I feel grateful. I feel abundant. I feel alive. I feel fabulous. Feelings are fun. That, just like you said, Pam, is just starting to get some words that you can anchor to create that feeling that is above the line. Why? Because as soon as we get out into that, out of our bed, and if you do check your phone, hopefully you're putting some time between when
Yeah.
you get out of bed and checking your phone or turning on anything outside of you, right? That is practice as well. But really, it is to state the whole practice is what of going to bed feeling fabulous so that tomorrow morning you wake up fabulous.
Hmm. You know, could I say one thing? Because it clicked in my head when you were just talking about the 90-second feeling and how you can change things. I'm thinking back to when I wake up, you can I can lay there and try to remember what caused the feeling I'm feeling, or I can move forward. And when I choose to move forward and get up and get going, it dissipates. And I think if the mornings you let sometimes you'll have a bad dream and you can piece it together and it kind of hangs on to you. Well, that's just like that's just like sitting in a state that you're in and just choosing to stay there. And I don't choose to stay there. And it does dissipate and it does go away.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to think about. And what the things that you put in your mind at night before you go to sleep. Well, a lot of times I'm trolling on my phone. I mean, I live by myself and it's like that stimulation and I crave
Yeah.
community. So I think that sometimes that's not a good community to be in, is that on the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
So that's when I'll call a friend or I've got a coffee with a friend at 10:15 this morning and we meet twice a month and she moved away and we're going to see each other. And just this little group coming in and seeing your beautiful faces. I mean, I love that. I look at all of you and I think, here are four women in four different stages of their lives, and all in, I mean, I'm looking at you guys and going, I think you're really beautiful. And it's like, how wonderful that we can have this community together. And I think it's going to grow. I love when I see your faces here, and it builds me. It fills me. So that's another thing. I feel 180 different than when I opened my eyes this morning, and
Yay.
that's a choice you make. So
Yay. Yay. A
putting
big
all those
time.
pieces
Way
together,
to
they
go,
kind of
Kim.
make sense. Yeah.
Way to bring it together because it's not just out there somewhere, it's inside of us. That's
Mhm.
exactly it. We get to create this every day. And if you are finding it's difficult, not to judge it. I like how you just let it go. That's what we said. It's 90 seconds is a feeling, and you can allow it. We don't want to bypass it too much because our body will keep score. And if you're waking up often with it, then get the practice of journaling. There's a conscious stream of writing and other things that I teach about practice wise. And it's very easy to do and release that. Name it and claim it. I started off with that. And Diana was feeling not that healthy. We can name it and claim it and say, I claim back my health. I am vibrant because that will fire together new information for our system. As we have an operating system here. We wake up with a file that says, "Oh, I'm catching a healing today." It's so easy for me to say catching a healing versus to ever say I'm sick, cancel clear, because
Yeah.
I've been there. And so when you find that your feeling doesn't match what your optimism is, what you're choosing mostly, then pay attention to it. Is there something that I need to pay attention to today? And you've already gone through that. And so if it is not something that I need to go and really stay in bed for or, XYZ for, breathe it in. Allow the feeling to land. And maybe I was in a similar space because we are dreaming right before we wake up. I remember having a sense, and mine is often about this, especially on a Tuesday or a Friday when I'm speaking, or pretty much all the time. I live this and I love this. I'll wake up talking, thinking about feelings, and I was chasing something else about it. And we'll chase it. And it's such an akin state because why? Because I know the miracles are there. That is part of the secret. Is if I'm staying in that healing state and I go under the line, I am no longer available. I'm too hyper focused to see that there is abundance already around me, that there is healing, to have the opportunity for that miracle to come into my awareness. And that's part of where I like to get to is we are that abundant state. We all are divine creatures who can call in divine healing, divine relationships, opportunities, infinite possibilities because of who we know. And that's one of the things too, Pam. I love community. I love where we get to go. And there's more of this freedom that we're going to create about the four different structures of unprocessing. This is us unprocessing our feelings and unprocessing our thoughts so that we get to feeling free. And freedom is akin to when we are walking and talking into the miracles and abundance that we truly are. God said that and gave us those keys in the Bible. I have a coach who is talking about this time being about this time of year, being also about the time of when the sea was parted, the Red Sea. So, talk about faith. These are faith walks of waking up saying, I can do this. That's a faith walk.
Absolutely.
If you have walked in doubt and fear, that's what's going to come up for you first and foremost, always, because this body is created that way to find fear and keep you alive. That's it. It's here to keep us alive. And we're changing that state purposely, saying, I am in a safe environment, just as Pam does. I did the same thing. Thank you, God, for the roof over my head. Thank you for this comfortable bed. Thank you for the air conditioned house. Thank you for the heated house.
Yeah.
Thank you for the warm animal I get to cuddle. So thank you for my husband. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. And that's how we build that state of gratitude. But if we haven't built that, we will go into fear. And what happened when they parted the Red Sea was somebody walked in, and I don't know his name, but there is a guy. They don't talk about this part much. But the Red Sea was not parted just by pointing a staff at the sea and it parted. What happened was there was a man who walked into the sea because there was nothing left for them on the other side. It was the faith walk of going up to his waist, to his shoulders, to almost over his head before the seas parted. That was the walk of faith. Can you embody that concept right now? A walk of faith. How many times I've said a walk of faith? Oh my gosh. Has anybody even tried to walk in the ocean like that? The Red Sea is an ocean. It's huge. You're
Yeah.
trying to part the ways. That's faith. I'm going under. And that's the thing. It's the one kernel of doubt that we'll go further into when we get into our inner circle. It's the one kernel of doubt that can erase the whole thing. So we claim Diana's healing. It's already done. We are in the already done state.
Right. That's right.
Sometimes our body gets to where it needs to rest. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, I'm explaining that my lab, because he knows I don't feel good, is like all over me right now because he doesn't, I put him in the other room and he started barking. So I had to go get him so he could be with me because he knows I don't, you know, it's, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not my normal routine. I'm pretty much, and I will tell you, my dream last night, and I woke up in oh crap, was I was taking medicine and I left it on the bathroom cabinet and I freaked out. I had a dream that it spilled on the floor and my dogs could have gotten it, and I'm just like, I woke up in a panic this morning.
Yeah.
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 Because I got up in the middle of the night to take some more zinc and vitamin C and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, if they got it off the bathroom cabinet.
I gotcha. And how
Yeah.
does it feel to wake up in a panic?
No, I was like, and then after that, they knew I didn't feel good. So I just laid in bed. They laid with me. And, we kind of just started the day very slow just to kind of get me going. And then I've been drinking hot tea and coffee doesn't taste good today, so we're drinking
Mhm.
hot tea and honey.
Well, thank you for sharing.
So,
I love the intuition and instinct of animals. And that is, yeah, my baby feels the same way. She knew when I got on here too, the first time it said I was already on. So the speaker does that reverb thing. And she came running in here. She was so asleep on the couch, but she came running in here thinking something was wrong. So they are so intuitive. I love that. I love that for you. And be slow. That's really to claim the state of I am healing. So I'm nurturing myself today. Amen. That's it.
and you know me, Tracy, I'm never slow. So
No.
for me to stay home and work out of my house today and, just kind of leisurely kind of do things, I need the day, it's a day for me.
Yes, way to clue in and gift yourself that.
Right,
That's when we really have breathed it in. Where this is today where I'm staying slow.
right.
Congratulations. Thank you for sharing and thanks for leading in that way and sharing that. Because even Jess, there's times I know when you have a small one, yet you're working at home, the state that you're in could be, that you can get anxious about that too and wish to be there. And you have a wonderful situation that when, if you feel shared time is appropriate, we can get into that. And one of the things I wanted to preempt, these are quick, these are in the community, and thank you all for leading and sharing in our community. And the inner circle is where we're going to have opportunities to really get in and be coached around things. If you have something that came up and you need coaching, that's where we get extra coaching, and right there on the spot, because 90 seconds can really shift a state for one thing.
Yeah.
And when we get into understanding the processes and the different practices, you will have your toolkits and be able to shake it off and literally shake it off if needed. So, not always sickness, and that's being granted where you are is the nurturing state, and that's smart. So Friday, it's our once a month gathering for the inner circle. That inner circle is something that we also have a Telegram. Telegram is a daily type of availability. I go in there and I check it twice a day. And so I will have an opportunity with that same kind of coaching that we'll do once a month to do this on a more continuous basis to support the inner circle group so that I will also share things that are going on, and that's our connection. So we don't have to get into Facebook. And the inner circle is not a Facebook group. It is only on Zoom, and it is then only on Telegram. So it's an easier grab, and it's only $33 it's a no-brainer for that we can get in there and start building this beautiful community such as we have today. So thank you all of you for being here this morning. Uh, I feel so blessed to be around. So I would love for all of us to name, if you already have, if you would go ahead and share with me either in the chat, and if you're watching this later, hit it on replay when we post this in the group. What is the word or a couple words that you're going to anchor to? What is the word that you're going to anchor to that when you wake up tomorrow, you can get up and go, take a breath and start saying to yourself to shift your feeling? Pam, do you have a word yet for tomorrow that you would like to share that you're going to shift your feeling in? And
Well, my go-to word is gratitude. I mean, that is a very healing thing, and that is it makes you look beyond the what the world's telling you you should be feeling bad about. Because if you're grateful, there's so much to be grateful for, and
right.
it's that kind of just gets rid of the others. So gratitude is still my go-to.
I feel grateful. What I like about that is when you start to go into, I feel grateful for,
Yeah.
and especially when we're talking about the nervous system and the feeling state, we literally can start to feel things like, I feel the bed. I'm grateful for this bed. You can feel the air in the room. Like I said, I'm grateful for the ambient air of warmth or coolness and
Mhm.
so forth. I'm grateful for this house. So we can look around and start to get into your senses because that can calm an anxious nervous system. Diane, do you have anything?
I think I will probably be, and this is bad, relieved when I feel better tomorrow. This is my thing. I'm going to feel relieved because I'm going to feel 100% better tomorrow.
Yay, yay. I love breaking down words, as many of you know. I love the word relieved because it's relived. I'm living
Yes.
again, which is perfect.
Yeah. That's kind of my thought process right now.
Yeah,
It may
absolutely.
change by 9 o'clock tonight. I don't know.
That fits. Remember to write that down and to say
Sure.
this at night. Jess, do you have one that you want to share?
I think leaning towards like I am cozy and loved. Because a lot of times my day starts with my pups or my daughter needing me, right? A lot of need from me instead of me taking care of me. But it's because I know that they come to me as they see mama, right? Both my dogs and my daughter. So I think I'm in a sense of that because yeah, usually my day starts with, okay, is she awake? What
Yeah.
do I need to if she's awake, then I need to do X, Y, and Z. If she's not awake, I can do X, Y, and Z before she wakes up, being a little bit more proactive. So that's kind of what the phrase I'm thinking of.
I am love. I am cozy. I love that. And I've been there. Many of us can be there, babe. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Thank you, Anna, if you got in. And thank you, anyone who did join us live. You have this opportunity. It's the same link. I try to post that as Pam and I try to post this in the group every Sunday. Sorry, every Tuesday. Whoa, I went back.
Yeah.
Tuesday at 9. I did take a couple weeks off. I wish to thank everyone. I do believe it's just healthy to have a couple weeks off. In the last couple weeks, I definitely feel recharged and refocused now. And so we will be back live here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And you can join us live or watch the replay. And if you'd like to join the inner circle, it is available for you. Just reach out, DM me, and we will send you the link. It is only $33 a month to get inside and start to really creating the practices that create freedom and discovering a healthier you. So thank you so much, ladies. Have a great day.
Me too.
Bye. It's not showing. There it goes.